Let's make a TikTok viral beef bowl while talking about my TikTok beef. This is the recipe. Enjoy! Alright, so today's video I thought would just be perfect considering I need to make meal prep and this is what I eat literally 7 days a week. Almost 2 out of 3 meals I'm making this beef bowl. And it's perfect timing because not only am I in TikTok beef right now, but this is my favorite TikTok beef bowl. Get it? Me either. So let's just get right into it. I make this beef bowl so often. I already have been making beef or turkey bowls very often, but once the TikTok beef bowl came out, I could not stop having it. I'll insert a photo of it here. This is what we'll be making today. It is absolutely amazing. First time I tried it, I could not stop making it. I'm obsessed with it. With every recipe, I always try to make it my own, and I realized that the beef bowl didn't really have any veggies. So what I've been doing recently is making a broccoli mash dupe from one of my favorite restaurants. I kind of just asked ChatGPT, honestly. I was like, how does Boa Steakhouse make their broccoli mash? But it's not mashed potatoes, it's broccoli. You literally just steam broccoli and then put it in a blender with garlic and some other things, and it tastes like heaven. So that's what we're gonna do and add it to our bowl. It's absolutely amazing and so easy and so healthy. So let's get right into it. First things first, we're gonna start with the beef. I start off with adding just a little dash of olive oil into the pan so that we can start cooking our onions. And I just put it on a medium heat, and I'm gonna throw in some diced onions in there and let them get like translucent looking. And of course, with every recipe, I make it my own, you know? I didn't search what ingredients exactly, what seasonings exactly are in this bowl. I just made my ground beef how I like to make my ground beef, which is like this, or turkey if you want to be even leaner, but I do get lean ground beef from Costco. It's not super lean, but it's the lean version. This recipe is for 1 pound of ground beef. I just have to make 2 because I defrosted 2, so I have to cook them both because it's time. So in the pan we have, what do we have? Chicken. A lot of chickens. Right now we just have olive oil, but we're gonna add a little bit of salt because it helps the onions sweat. Just, oh good, just a little bit. Just a literal dash, not even. There we go. Just like a tiny bit, seriously. Can you hear them? They're sweating. So this is my original recipe for just any taco meat in general, but something about it with this bowl just makes it even better. I used to always use the diced and fire roasted with green chilies. I use this. There's different brands of it. This one's from Trader Joe's. This one's really good. I'm going to add this in there for old time's sake. It's been a minute. But recently I have just been switching to just straight chopped tomatoes. And it gives off the same vibe, honestly, but a little less kick. And in the sense that this has a lot less sodium, but there is 200 milligrams of sodium. So if you want to be a little bit healthier, go for just the tomatoes, but I'm going to be doing both. Also, I use sweet onions. You can also use white onions or red, but I like the sweet onions because they're very mild, but they give that flavor that we need in all recipes. So in with the raw tomatoes. If you're doing the can, you can skip it. I just forgot that I had the can, honestly, and I already chopped up the tomato. So since I'm doing 2 pounds of ground beef, I'm gonna do 1 in 1. 1 tomato, 1 can. Now that the tomato and the onions are cooked down a bit, the onions are turning very translucent, almost completely. That means it's time to add the can of tomatoes with green chilies. Don't forget. Period. Now we're gonna add the can of tomatoes. Keep the can though, seriously. Not for long, but keep it for now. And we're also going to add in like 2 cloves of garlic. 2 cloves of garlic for 1 pound of ground beef. I just minced this myself. And we're just gonna let that cook down a little bit, but make sure you don't want to burn your garlic. That's never fun and not fun to eat either. Once the onion and tomato mixture is cooked down, aka there's a lot less water in it, I like to push all the veggies to the side and add our ground beef. You can also just take it out, which I honestly should, and then add it back in later, but that's like doing the most. But honestly, we don't really have that much space, and I'm gonna need space in the pan, so I'm gonna take it out. Putting that back on, I'm gonna set these veggies to the side for a little bit while we add our ground beef. I was off red meat for so long. I feel like there's like YouTube videos of me saying that I don't eat ground beef, because why would you? You know, red meat in general. But I haven't made chicken since pre-C word. I don't know, something about the chickens in my mind, they don't go hand in hand. Also, a little life hack, if you do get these exact or similar beef logs, sticks, if you cut it like this, so you have one side open and then stab this side, I don't know, science, pressure, it helps it fly out of the little casing. It's everything, honestly. Look, slides out. If I didn't poke that hole at the top, that would not have happened. So now that we're cooking the beef, I feel like we should talk about the beef, right? There was, you know, a clip on TikTok that went viral of the Guess Who board game that I made. Little Miss Spill Sesh, love you girl. People are saying that this photo was me. What you didn't see was the 70 other photos of people in the game. The game is meant to be funny, so there are funny photos of quite literally everyone in it. But of course, our main friend group is just mogging, you know? I had to do like the 12 of us or however many are on the front of the game. Like, we look, dare I say, cunt. I put in her photo and it came out like that. And I was like, oh, that's funny. So the only people that are really mad about it is people on TikTok. But yeah, all the drama is just on the internet, not off the internet. And of course, there's always been people asking, you know, why don't you guys like each other? Why do you hate her? This and that. It really does seem like people are like, oh my God, these best friends had a falling out. But like, we were never best friends. I would see her because she would hang out with my friends. Me and her have never hung out alone. And I don't know why that's such a big issue. Like, there's so many people in the world that don't click, you know? And I am one of those people where I kind of know upon meeting someone if I'm gonna love them forever or they're just gonna be, you know, another character in my life. You have best friends. You've had people you don't like. And a lot of people are saying like, oh, you don't like her ever since the Mindy situation when you guys did the same thing. First of all, because it's more serious than that, you know? Well, you don't know. I'm getting anxiety talking about it. I'm like, ew. People say that they don't like me because we did the same thing, but trust me, the intent behind each situation was different, and also we're two different people. There's really no reason to compare us. You know, one was on purpose and one was miscommunication upon other things
that were worked out off camera.
It's not like me and her are best friends and it's like, oh, which one do you like better? It's just like, that's a whole different person that has a whole different life than mine. We hardly cross paths ever, like maybe once a year, you know? So I just wanted to set that straight. Hopefully this helps. Anyways, now that the beef is done here and here, I'm gonna add back in the vegetables. Plop those right in and give them a good mix. I also thought it was funny to be making this video while cooking because my TikTok is mostly cooking videos. You know, that's what I really enjoy doing. I just enjoy cooking in general, and that's what's on my TikTok. And recently my TikTok comments have been flooded about comments about this situation. And it's like, I'm literally making sourdough. Why are we talking about this? So you know what? I'm making beef talking about beef. At least it makes a little bit of sense, right? I don't know. And I'm hungry. So now that that's all mixed together, it's time for the most important part of this video, which is not a sponsor, should be Siete xoxo seasonings. Mild and the spicy, I love to mix these together. Even if I am just using 1 pound of meat, I will open both of these, use half a packet of each, and then save the rest for the next time I make it. Since I'm making 2 today, I'm just gonna use a full packet of both, okay? But I love to do a half and half. You don't have to. Honestly, if you like mild things, go mild. If you like spicy things, you can go full spice. Or if I were to get one, I'd probably just get spice, but that's up to you. So I'm just gonna add this on. Squat. And then remember that little can I told you to save for later? Now we're gonna fill it up with some water. So we get all of the sauce and juices out of this can, and we're gonna add it right on top of the seasoning. I pour enough water to like cover the meat fully. That was about maybe a little bit more than half a can. And then I'm just gonna try to stir this gently. Notice my wording, I said try. We're gonna let it come back up to like a light little boil. Okay, so while that's simmering, I have some broccoli. For the broccoli mash, I just steamed it for like 8 minutes. Chopped it up, steamed it. Get a little facial while you can. I use fresh broccoli crowns and just chop them up myself. And I always, whatever produce I get, I always do like a apple cider vinegar bath with ice cubes and let it sit for 15 minutes to make sure it's clean, because I don't need any worms in my food, you know? This second half of the batch is overcooked a little bit, and you can tell because it's less green and vibrant. This one's super vibrant. I would steam your broccoli for like 7 minutes, give or take. I don't know. Just make sure it's still vibrant in color. But once a fork goes through the broccoli easily, that's when you know it's done. Setting the broccoli aside for a sec. I'm doing an absurd amount of broccoli because everyone in this house loves it. For the broccoli, let's say 1 crown of broccoli, I would do 2 tablespoons of butter, and then a garlic clove. I'm doing 2.5 almost, so I did like 4 tablespoons of butter, and then I'm going to add some garlic in there, some minced garlic, just to melt down the butter and brown the garlic a little bit. Also, because I like my broccoli mash to be a little spicy, have a little kick to it, I also add in some crushed red pepper flakes right into the butter. I know, weird, right? But I feel like it like awakens the spice, you know? Kind of like when you're making vodka pasta and you like add in the oil and add in the spices. That's what we're doing. Like, I don't know if adding pepper is gonna do anything crazy, but we're gonna do it. I'm also gonna add a little bit of garlic salt. You definitely don't have to do this into the butter, but my butter is unsalted and I want it to be a little bit more garlicky. And no recipe is good without Lori's. They know what they're doing. I don't care what's in here. I'm going to use it forever. Oh my God, it smells insane. That is a facial you do not want, because wow, that would give you some acne. I'm just watching it closely. Honestly, now that it came up to a boil, I'm gonna turn it off because I don't want the garlic to burn. We just wanted to warm it up a little bit. Also, our beef is now boiling, so I'm going to turn that down to a simmer, all the way down as low as it can go without, oh, the gas turning off and killing me like that. And hopefully that stays. While we let the beef cook and simmer down, and now that we have our butter, you can start with this or you can do it how I do it. I make my sweet potatoes in the microwave because I can't be bothered to turn on the oven and wait an hour for them to cook. It's not happening. So I like to take my sweet potato, wash it in the sink real good. Honestly, I'd be scrubbing it with, you know, the little scrubbers. Poke so many holes. I'm talking like 4 every couple of like rotations, you know, like literally all the way around it. Poke holes in it, throw in the microwave for like 8 minutes. That's if it's like a big one. Anywhere from like 6 to 8 minutes usually is like what's good for a sweet potato, depending on the size. And then if it's still hard after 8 minutes, then add a minute or two. While your sweet potato is in the microwave, we're gonna do the broccoli. But this is how it should come out, you know, squishy, kind of spewing its sticky liquids everywhere. I'm gonna set this aside for later. Okay, moving on to the broccoli. Okay, we're just gonna try to put the broccoli in without getting it everywhere. I always have a really hard time with that. So let's say that's 1 crown of broccoli, which I recommend doing too, honestly, unless you live alone. Like I can get through 1 crown of broccoli so fast because the stuff is so good and so healthy and protein packed. Okay, so we have a couple secret ingredients, right? And that's dairy. And usually I'm not a dairy girl, but I do eat non-fat yogurt because this has 16 grams of protein in it. So we're gonna add that to our broccoli. Okay, so now we're gonna take half of this butter, or all of your butter, 2 tablespoons, let's say, maybe 3 if you don't care. My recipes are healthy, but they're also really good. So it's like, you wanna be healthy or not, you can make my recipes. I'm gonna use half of my butter and just dump that in there. Make sure you scoop up the garlic. I'm using half because I'm making 2 batches, but you use all of it, okay? Unless you're making 2 batches too. Now, depending on how creamy you want it, you can add this whole thing, you can add half, you can just add like a scoop. This is 150 grams of Greek yogurt. I'm just gonna put it all in there because it makes it really creamy and more protein. We love it. Secret ingredient number 2. Now, I've made this with and without this ingredient. Our girl. I know you've probably seen her in the frame the whole time. Little Miss Parmesan. You can add her, you don't have to add her, but why not? You only live once, right? We're adding some. Just a dash, I don't know. Or the whole thing. No, I'm kidding. A couple tablespoons. There's protein in it. 2 grams of protein per 2 tablespoons. Just a little sprinkle, you know, what you would do to your mashed potato. Okay, now we're gonna blend this. Oh my god, it smells so insane. Also, the seasonings that I added to the butter is not going to be all of the seasonings. I like to season it once it's out so I know what we need more of. Now I'm just going to transfer this into a bowl. I don't like mine super blended. I like mine to still have some texture to it. Honestly, same with my mashed potatoes. I like when there's like a little bit of like potato chunks in my mashed potatoes. Okay, so now by the time your broccoli mash is finished, your meat should be looking good. Pretty thick. Mine still has some liquid in there, but it honestly soaks up when you like keep it in the fridge. Like I said, this is my meal prep pretty much. Should be pretty soaked up for the most part though. Now, if I'm feeling crazy, I usually do add some extra chili flakes to this, even though I did use the spicy one. But my stomach ulcers don't like that, and we did put chili flakes in the broccoli as well, so we're not gonna do that. But if you want it spicier, go ahead. Now it's time to plate up because we have everything. At this time, your sweet potato should be hopefully out of the microwave or air fryer if you want to do that too. You can make little crispy ones. Ours is out of the microwave, and I love it that way. I love mush. This plate might look like mush, but I love it. So now we have our broccoli mash, we have our sweet potato, we have our ground beef, and we have our girl. Good culture, the baddies know. This is the one and only cottage cheese that actually tastes good. The other day I had to get the Kroger small curd, and it is not the same at all. I'm not even using this. I'm using this today for the bowl. Also, avocado is in this recipe. It's insane. Am I forgetting anything? Since the beginning of time, I have cut my sweet potatoes like this. Like one of my first videos ever on YouTube. I was eating sweet potato. It was my video where it's like, I lost 3 pounds in a week. It's like, yeah, you shit. Sorry, cooking video, I know. But I always cook my sweet potatoes in the microwave and then cut them in half and then do a slit down the side. And then it's really easy to just peel off the skin. Almost like an avocado. And it just makes plating like a little cuter. Oh, well, this one isn't really cute. Just be careful of your fingers because it's really hot. Peel sweet potato skin off. Not good for bowl. Unless you're making crispy potatoes, but we didn't do that. This side, ugly side, not the plating side. But the top, gorgeous. Okay, so for plating, I just like to cut mine into little slices, my sweet potato, so I can get it in every little bite. You guys see this? Ooh, yeah, there we go. Gorgeous. Oh, and apparently I'm gonna put the sweet potato right there because that's where I wanted to go. That could look better. Oh my god. Guys, I almost forgot one of my favorite ingredients, which I was talking about earlier, was peas, because I like to put them on top of the broccoli. So that's the microwave right now too. I literally just poured out a little bit. But make your peas when you make your broccoli or after you make your sweet potato, okay? Throw those in the microwave or on the stove. Another thing that I love about this recipe is that like I just made a whole sweet potato, and for me that's like 4 servings depending on how hungry I am or if I worked out that day. But right now I just do a 4th because we have our broccoli mash and that's super filling, and our avocado. We got lucky today. Check this out. I don't know if you can. It's focusing on me, but it's a perfect avocado. Thank God. Okay, so it's the same thing with the sweet potato. I like to peel my avocado. I'm a freak, literally just for presentation purposes. But if you cut it in half, you can just peel off the skin, like so. I also did this in my avocado toast recipe video. Amazing. I had it the other day. You super don't have to do this, but I like to do cute little thin slices, once again, so that every bite can be perfect. But you don't have to be a crazy person. I just am. And we have our avocado, and you can do like a money spread with it so that it looks cool, but like it didn't work out today. Okay, now we're gonna do a dollop or 3 of our broccoli mash on the other side. And honestly, I know this doesn't look like a lot of broccoli mash, but this is such a filling bowl. There's protein in the broccoli, there's protein in the sweet potato, does avocado have protein? I don't know. Protein in the cottage cheese, and obviously the meat. Doesn't look like a lot, but it's a lot. Speaking of protein, did someone order pea protein? Damn, this is really a protein-packed meal. Now that our peas are done, some might even say overdone, I'm gonna sprinkle them on the broth because it just adds texture and it's so good and it's perfect. Okay, now that our beef, it's been off for a while. I forgot to put the lid on. I always like to keep the lid on and let it just like steam while the stove is off. If you mix it, it's just so juicy and so perfect. Oh wow, that's gorgeous. Oh, of course. Now to add liquid gold, except it's like half liquid, half not, half curdled. We're just gonna add a dollop of the cottage cheese. That was a lot, but perfect amount in my opinion. Now, this looks gorgeous as is, right? But it's not gonna taste gorgeous as is. We need seasonings, obviously. It's me. Garlic salt, back again. Like I said, we need it in every recipe multiple times. Has to go on avocado. I don't care if it gives me cancer. It's going on there. It has to go on the sweet potato and a little bit on the cottage cheese and some on the peas. On the plate, basically. Pepper, of course. Everywhere. My Spice Right, salt-free, all-purpose seasonings that I always rave about. This is going on the avocado. It has to. If there's avocado in the recipe, this will always be on it, if it's in my recipe. And then I like savory sweet potatoes, so I like to use the 21 Split seasoning from Trader Joe's. If you don't have Trader Joe's, I don't know what to tell you. But this is gonna go on the sweet potato. Our ulcers are gonna hate us, but our mouth is gonna love us. Just some red pepper flakes everywhere. And the last, but absolutely not least, is the hot honey. Drizzle it everywhere because every single bite needs the hot honey. It is so perfect. All right, so there you have it. This is the very viral TikTok beef bowl that is absolutely stunning, but this is it done right. The best way, should I say. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any comments about the comments that I was commenting about, let me know down in the comments. Please let me know if you guys make this beef bowl. Please use my recipe if you do. I love it. It's the best thing ever. I hope you guys all enjoy it. And I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys. Isabella, do you want to try it for the fans?
Yeah. Oh, excuse the way I look right now.
You look amazing.
What? Me when I lie?
No. Hopefully it's still warm. I don't know.
Sometimes I'm like, I mix it all together, and sometimes I like...
It was actually Isabella who put me onto this bowl. She was like, Ashley, you have to make this.
Because it's like, I have this weird thing about raw meat and like cooking raw meat myself. So like ground beef, easy for me because I know it's all cooked and small.
And you can undercook it, honestly.
And like, just when I saw something that was like going viral, that was like beef, I was
beef. I smell like beef now. Bomb. You see how bomb this is? Yeah. 10 out of 10. Love you guys.